Namaste and welcome to the Divas That Care Network. I'm your host, Gia-Raquel Rose, owner of Airs Above Yoga, and you are listening to Above the Ground podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, our network is going into its 16th year and listened to in over 30 countries. I would like to personally thank you for giving me the gift of your time. As always, it is my honor to hold space with and for you. And so, as we continue through this sequence, we're going to be headed into our meditation episode. And, you know, I love meditations and I love guided meditations. And it's been a very, I'll say, third eye opening experience for me in my own practice. And when I work with a client, when I guide them in meditations, and I kind of am able to help them find the answer within themselves, it really means a lot to me because I've had a lot of experiences in life where I sought outside answers, and everybody does, right? A lot of times we look for not necessarily external validation, but just, are we going on the right path? Is this the right move? Especially when it comes to like big life things. And I know I've mentioned this in the past, but I had, some negative experiences with professionals. Um, not not even yogic or meditation necessarily speaking, but actual, technical qualified advice givers, psychologists, etc., who, there's a lot of schooling, there's a lot of training. I'll never say that people shouldn't go to therapy. They absolutely should. But I also had a very another eye-opening awakening experience at a transcendental meditation course when I lived in LA for a time. And I don't want to get into, I'm not adept enough to explain anything about transcendental meditation. If it's something that piques your interest or something that you want to look into, I highly, recommend checking it out, looking into it. I was lucky enough to be sponsored to be initiated in it. And, like anything else, it is a wonderful experience in and of itself. And whether you choose to dive fully into that because it resonates with you, or whether you choose to incorporate it into your own meditation, whatever works for you, is always going to be kind of the theme that I push for. And so there's an element where that aspect of meditation, which is, in theory, and again, this is very blanket, so please don't take my word as bond when it comes to the TM stuff, but there's an element of that which goes back to the idea of the brain kind of healing itself, the energy healing itself, healing yourself, and not necessarily needing a third party like a psychiatrist, psychologist. And again, when I say psychiatrist, let's not talk about people who have literal chemical imbalances and need medication and that type of thing. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, someone who's looking for guidance, right? Someone who is, just struggling with their day to day, looking for someone to a listening ear, if you will. And I would like to be the inspiration for anyone and everyone who is in that position to really seek those answers within yourself. And not to say that other people's opinions aren't valid and that, you should operate in a vacuum, or like, the stories you hear about people falling into these like chat GPT holes where they look at AI as God, in air quotes, for those of you who are listening. I'm not talking about operating from a vacuum. I'm talking about developing a connection with your inner compass so that you have, whether you want to call it a moral compass, whether you want to call it, what's true for you, what is right for you, which may not necessarily be what the outside observer is going to suggest. To me, I think that meditation and just this process of self development, whether it be through yoga, whether it be through, your connection with your higher self, no matter how you choose to get there. And I think the process of the physicality of getting into your body, developing this connection with your body, allowing your body to communicate to you what works and what doesn't, even if you take at its mundane level a dietary situation where a food doesn't agree with you. Well, why can't it be the same for life? Why doesn't your body get a voice in the decisions that you make? And how to develop that correspondence within yourself, so that as you start to go through life changes, or you, even from the smallest decision in your day to the largest decision in your life, being able to tap into what is true and right for you instead of looking outside yourself for that answer. And again, always coming from a place of, openness to inspiration and guidance from the universe, from God, from source, whatever you want to call it. And having that come into balance as well, whether you look for signs, whether it's really speaking to you through a friend or a trusted loved one. I'm not saying not a vacuum, not, only do this. I will never say that. And I will never say this is what you should do. I've had that said to me, and I don't appreciate it. And I think that people operate from their own perspectives and their own sense of, I don't want to say arrogance, but what they believe to be right, whether it's coming from a well-intentioned place or an arrogant place. And what might be right for someone might not be right for you. And no one knows the entirety of your existence, your path, your trajectory, the lessons you need to learn, other than you and the Almighty or universe or source or whatever you want to call it. Her, him, whatever, whichever pronouns fit for you and your belief structure I support you. But to that end, when it comes to meditation, I find that it is one of the best ways to align yourself with your higher self, inner voice, inner compass, inner knowing, and help you to build the connection, the lines of communication, and the inherent knowing that I believe is available to all of us simply by tapping into it. And again, this is my belief. I will never say that I know or that I pretend to understand things that are far beyond. I think even the most intelligent human minds, or even the most enlightened human psyches, I don't know it. I don't have the answers. All I can share is my experience and what my experience has led me to believe. And I do believe that that connection with my higher self is a connection with source, with God, and that through that connection, by following that, as opposed to, lemmings going off a cliff, or, what your friends are doing or what your parents say you should do. I'm not telling you not to listen to your parents. Always listen to your parents, especially if you're underage. But, developing this inner knowing and beginning to formulate trust ultimately in yourself, ultimately in your higher knowledge, your higher power, and operating from a base that's always there for you. Because let's face it, at the end of the day, you're the only one that's going to always be there for yourself, no matter what. Even with the best of intentions, we lose people in our lives to circumstance, to illness and death. So beginning to cultivate that relationship with yourself, I think, is paramount to a successful existence in whatever capacity success resonates for you. So with all of that being said, I'd really like to focus on your unique gift. And this meditation is going to lead us through what essentially is that unique gift for you. What it is for me may be very different from what it could be for you, and different for what it is for anyone who listens to this meditation. And so I hope that this meditation offers the opportunity to tap in and start to unwrap, if you will, your unique gift. And then from that awareness and understanding of it, beginning to implement it into your third dimensional everyday life in a way that may bring you extra joy, extra love, extra finances, a purpose, right? Maybe it brings you in alignment with your divine purpose. So all of these kind of ideas that come from tapping into this connection with your inner self and who you are and what you have to offer, because all of us, I believe, are an aspect of the divine, have the divine within us, and none of us, like special snowflakes that we are, none of us are the same, and so all of our gifts are going to be different. And I think that as you work with this practice of stilling the mind, of creating a connection with the body, creating this awareness of your inner self, that you can cultivate this forward movement towards shining whatever light is within you so brightly around and to others that you create this inspiration and become the truest version of the quote unquote self, um, that this world can, learn and grow from and with. So, to that end, as I always say with any meditations, make sure that you are physically comfortable for the duration of this meditation. Make sure that you can be in whatever position you choose to be in for, 15, 20 minutes, give or take, something like that. So whether that is seated traditionally, if you need a gentle pillow, it helps to have the hips just above the knees. If you prefer to be laying down, like I said, I often like to practice meditation laying down. I know it's not traditional, but it works for me. Then you can bring, sometimes if you want to be more grounded in a meditation, I always suggest keeping the soles of the feet on the floor, bringing them to the edges of the mat, allowing the knees to rest in on each other as the feet are planted firmly into the floor. Hands can be palms facing up for some divine inspiration, or palms facing down if you're feeling a little frazzled and not really kind of dropping into that meditative state so easily and need a little more grounding. Also, if you are and if you're not as concerned with the grounding aspect of it and you're really looking to, kind of have that existential experience in meditation, then I always love like legs up the wall. And I think that sometimes to add for grounding, if you have someone in the room with you, or if you can practice some gentle acrobatics to set yourself up, placing like a small pillow or a small, weight, like a maybe a towel or a folded blanket on the tops, or well, I should say the soles of your feet, giving that little bit of weight as you bring your hips to the wall. Now remember, your sit bones have to be flush up the wall. And as you roll onto your back, I generally come into fetal position, scooch my hips towards the wall. Once they're in contact, I roll up. At that point, bring the knees in, place a blanket on your feet, send your legs straight up in the air, and hopefully that blanket, whether it's a small I know people have used like those weighted eye pillows, that type of thing on the soles of the feet, just to give that kind of grounded sensation with still receiving the benefits of having the legs up the wall with increased circulation down from the legs into the torso, giving your heart a much needed rest from all that pumping. So options for you. And obviously, again, if you're practicing from a seated place, if you need a back support, you can always use the wall. You can use a chair, or just the pillow, like I said, under the hips so that your knees and ankles are on, let's say, a yoga mat or a folded blanket, and the hips are slightly above the knees. That is, gives a little bit of a proper alignment posture to the spine, which should allow you to sit there comfortably for a period of time. And then from whatever place you are now, hopefully I've given you the time to put yourself in that position, whatever it is for you. And then we will begin to work with our meditation. So from wherever you are, gently beginning to lower your gaze or close your eyes. And always beginning any meditation by connecting to your breath. And using the connection and the focus of your mind on your breathing to allow you to begin to drop from the outside world inside the body. And as you go through gentle rounds of breath, allowing any thoughts that come through to pass, thank them, but don't follow them down the rabbit hole. Begin to observe the thoughts in the same way that you observe your breath. And as a thought comes through your mind, Thank it and return your focus to every aspect of your breathing. The feeling of the air as it moves through your nose, through the back of your throat, the expanse of your chest as the air fills your lungs, the opening of your heart center, and the falling of the chest with your exhale. The way the air feels as it passes back through the throat, the nose, or the mouth. Finding stillness and trust in the repetition. Starting to feel into that sensation of trusting the next breath. We'll always follow the one before it. And with that sensation of trust in the next breath, feeling that ease and that relaxation taking over your body. As you relax fully and completely into the support of the earth beneath you. Beginning to visualize yourself, observing yourself as you observe your thoughts, as you observe your breath, in whatever way comes through naturally to you. If you're seated, perhaps sitting opposite yourself, imagining you are the mirror image of yourself. If you're laying down, imagining you are hovering above yourself. Again, that mirror image. Taking a moment to connect with that vision of yourself, with all of the love and light, all of the peace, calm, and trust that you have with every breath. If you can even visualize the energy field around your physical body, connecting with the energy field around your light body, knowing that you are one of the same. And that this observer within you is aware and knowing of what is true for you. And with this connection that you share, ask quietly in your mind or out loud, whichever feels correct for you in this moment. Ask for them to show you what truly belongs to you. Allow them to present you with a gift. Give this a moment as you visualize them looking back at you. What do you see? Is it something physical? Does it look like an actual present wrapped in paper with a bow? Does it look like a beautiful adorned box with jewels and a key? Are they holding their hands outstretched, showing you a projection like you would be watching a movie? What is it that they are holding for you and trying to show to you? If it is a gift, unwrap it now. If it is a box or package, ask if you may open it. And begin to look within. If they're showing you something, what is it that you see? If you need more clarity, more guidance, a clearer image or picture, ask now. Remember, as you bear witness to what you're being shown, try to remain as the observer, matching the energy of the part of you that is showing this gift to you. And not falling into the trap of the but how do I do that? Having the faith to trust in this gift as you trust in your next breath, and allowing the how to happen. If you feel called to, and what you see being shown to you comes through as something tangible, ask if you may keep it now. And allow the mirror image of you to hand you this gift. And as you receive, with your mind's eye, hold it close to your body. If it looks as though it is a box, a package, gaze down into it. Hold it close to your heart. And allow the emotion or sensation of receiving this gift to come over you now. How do you feel? Do you feel a sense of gratitude, a sense of elation? a sense of anticipation or excitement? Do you feel love that this gift is just for you? Do you feel the strength that this gift provides you, knowing that it is uniquely yours to share with the world? Do you feel purposeful? Do you feel entitled to receive this blessing? Imagine now that this gift begins to shine with golden light, that the shape that you see in your mind's eye begins to have blurred edges as this light shines from within. Imagine the visualization of your hands holding this gift beginning to shine brightly as the edges and its shape begin to turn into pure golden energy. And with this energy in your hands, draw this gift directly into the center of your body, just above your belly button and below your heart. Know that you are deserving of this gift. Know that you are trusted to be the one who delivers it to the world. Know that by honoring this gift within you, that you honor yourself and that you honor your connection to the divine. Now breathe into your hands. Allow the warming sensation of this golden light this gift that is true just for you. Allow it to become one. One with you, the observer, the higher awareness, and allowing it to flood you with a sensation of appreciation, gratitude, love, maybe even motivation. From your body, bring your palms together and begin to deepen your breathing. From wherever you are, with your palms clasped together, thank the higher version of you that presented you with this gift. Thank the divine, whatever form it might take for you. for facilitating the connection between you, your gift, and this observer and higher version of yourself. Coming back to the image of you looking at yourself and the two balls of light surrounds and connects you as you merge and become one again. Allow that image to come to you however it appears, without judgment. And allow the hands in front of you and your own hands to become one. As you then bring your clasped hands to the middle of your forehead and then to your heart center, grounding yourself back into your body, connecting the heart and the mind, and then releasing your palms wherever they feel most comfortable. As you continue to deepen your breathing, focusing the breath into all the points of contact between yourself and the earth beneath you. As you truly begin to ground yourself back into your body. Take a moment to take your hands back to the space where you've received your gift, below your heart and above your belly button, and breathe into your hands. Breathe that gift alive within you. And when you feel it call to you, or if you feel as if you can't connect with it, always know that bringing your hands to this part of you and breathing into them, begin to stoke the fire of the golden light of that gift, which is made just for you, in hopes that you share it with the rest of the world. And when you feel ready, gently begin to open your eyes. As with any meditation, always take your time to come back into full awareness. And in your own time, either rolling onto your right side if you're in a reclined position, before gently making your way to a comfortable seat, or if you're in a seated position, ensuring that you take time before standing to make sure that you are fully present, grounded back into your body. And as always, make sure to hydrate, drink some water. If you don't have an allergy, chocolate is a very grounding way to come out of a meditation. My personal favorite, actually. So eat something small, drink lots of water, and remember that not only is there a divine gift within you, but that you yourself are a divine gift to the rest of us. And with that, I just want to say how much I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing this space with me, and ask that you please feel free to share the same with your loved ones. For more goodness, follow me on all the socials at Above the Ground Podcast and visit my website, airsaboveyoga.com. As always, don't forget to check out my other episodes and all of my amazing sisters at the Divas That Care Network. You can find us on Apple, Amazon, Odyssey, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or anywhere else that you might feel guided. Again, my name is Gia-Raquel Rose, owner of Airs Above Yoga, and you are listening to Above the Ground Podcast, where every day is a good one.